Hi everyone, Miss Stephanie here with Seven Spears Martial Arts. I am excited to see you all on Saturday for our North County Open Tournament. I just wanted to do a quick review of the rules for all of our competitors just to make sure it's clear. And of course, if there's any questions, you guys can reach out as well. So starting off with our forms scoring, this scoring applies to traditional open hand and weapons forms, as well as creative weapons and open hand forms. So what we do now at this tournament is no longer a subjective scoring system. We do a ranking system where the job of the judges is to really choose who is first, second, and third place in each division. So because of that, you're going to see scores that are really high. However, the point is to make sure that they rank who is first, second, and third within that division. So basically how that looks is all of the competitors for a category, say it's traditional forms, each one will come up and complete their form. The judges will have a note sheet where they will mark off as each competitor performs where they think that competitor ranks up. And then after all competitors have performed, each one will come back up to receive their score. And the judges will give scores based on the following. If they think the competitor got first place out of all the others, they will give a 9.99. If they think the competitor got second place, it'll be a 9.98. Third place is 9.97, so on and so forth. So the competitor who scores the highest out of all those will, of course, win the first place. This type of scoring system usually eliminates ties. However, if for some reason there is a tie, we will have the two students who tied come back up, perform their form again, and then the judges will just point to the winning competitor. In terms of what the judges will be looking for to determine whether a competitor is at that first, second, or third place, they will be looking at the quality of the moves, the execution, application, balance, speed, power, intensity, details like your stances and chambers, and your focus. If the competitor drops their weapon or has to restart their form, there will be an automatic point deduction of 0.05. So say the judges were going to give the competitor the 9.99 score, they would then receive a 9.94. If the weapon is dropped more than once or more than one restart is required, the competitor will be allowed to finish their form. However, they will receive a no score. We have a few specific rules for the creative forms. For creative forms permitted, techniques are spinning kicks, jump spinning kicks, flying kicks, multiple kicks, splits, cartwheels, weapons twirls, weapons releases, and other creative martial arts techniques. Butterfly kick, illusion kick, forward roll, and kip up are now legal techniques in the creative division. These techniques will be scored based on power, speed, balance, and proper execution like other techniques in the division. We do have some movement restrictions, so movements that involve more than a 360-degree spin or resemble movements found in non-martial arts disciplines are not allowed. Forms that strictly adhere to traditional forms definitions will result in a downgrade or, upon a unanimous vote of the judges, a no score. We do have some required techniques in order to make it a creative form. These required techniques are spin movements such as a spin knife hand, spinning wheel kick, 360 round kick. It must have at least one 360-degree spin technique, hand and or foot technique. And the evaluation criteria for the creative forms, judges will evaluate based on the quality of the moves, execution, application, pretty much the same criteria as they do for the traditional forms and weapons. And also to note, a single creative move qualifies a competitor for the creative division, but multiple high quality creative moves are expected for a winning performance. For our sparring division, our Tiny Tigers will be doing flag sparring only, and the only equipment required is a foam helmet. It doesn't have to be a hard helmet, just typically what you would use at your karate studio to protect the head. We will be using flags in the belt. There'll be 4 flags, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. The matches will be 2 minutes, and winner will be called based on whoever pulls the most flags out of the belt by the end of the 2 minutes, or first competitor to pull out all 4 flags will win the match. For our youth and above divisions, we do require a helmet, a mouth guard, hand gear. Foot gear has to cover the toes. For boys, groin protectors are required. We do recommend shin guards and chest guards. However, those 2 items are not required. Light contact is allowed to the body and light contact to the head where the helmet is covering. Legal strikes include straight punches and kicks to the body and kicks to the head, again to the side of the head, not straight to the face. Controlled back fists and ridge hands are allowed to the side of the head where the helmet is covering. Hammer fists and groin strikes are not legal, so no spin hammer fists or over the top of the head strikes. And we don't allow any straight punches at all to the head. Same thing with hooks and uppercuts. So straight punch to the face or to the side of the head, the top of the head, those are not allowed. These sparring matches are 2 minutes each. First person to score 3 points wins, or the student with the most points at the end of the 2-minute match wins the match. Sparring for our black belt divisions, we allow a 7-point spread. So what that means is the competitor to get 7 points above the other competitor, or the competitor to have the most points at the end of 2 minutes wins the match. So for example, if you have 2 competitors and one gets 9 points, the other has 2 points, and the 2 minutes isn't up yet, the competitor that's at 9 points automatically wins the match and the match is stopped. For black belts, they can receive 2 points for clean and controlled kicks to the head at the center judge's discretion. Still no straight punches, hooks, or uppercuts to the head for the black belt divisions. And this applies to youth, teens, and adult black belt divisions. In terms of judging for the sparring matches, the center judge will be responsible for controlling the match, giving instructions prior to the match, and stopping the match to call for points and warnings as they come. Corner judges are responsible for assisting the center judge and calling points and warnings when appropriate. So if you're a corner judge and you see a point, you should yell call or stop so that the center judge knows and they can call for a point. Some rules and criteria for our demonstration teams. Demo teams need to be teams of 2 or more performing a creative routine. You have the option to use music, it's not required. Judging criteria will be based on the level of difficulty of the routine, the formation, the level of synchronization, and overall performance. And the routine must be 3 minutes or less, and we're allowing 1 routine per studio location. Last, we have our grand champion criteria. So we do award grand champion trophies to youth categories and above. Grand champion trophies will be awarded to the students who receive the highest overall medal scores across their categories, and we are including all categories that the competitor competes in. We did have a little typo in some earlier information we sent out that said it was only for the traditional categories. However, we did all categories last year, and we're going to keep it that way this year as well. So it will include scores for creativity divisions as well. I think that pretty much covers it for now. Reach out if you have any questions, or reach out to your coach so they can reach out to me. And we can't wait to see you all on Saturday.